Good morning. This is Bobby Dupre with the Bobby Dupre Show, presented to you each Thursday morning at 7 a.m. And of course, as usual, the program replays in its entirety on Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. I got a phone call this week from Don Stemmons.
You did?
Over in Carencro, said that the program hadn't come on. And I'm just wondering if he was thinking of Christmas Day.
Oh, maybe so.
Might have got confused. But a young man like that, I don't think he's getting confused yet. But it hit me later that I said, well, maybe he's forgotten that this was not regular Sunday. It was a holiday, but it was like a Sunday. Right. And anyhow, it does. And of course, many of you watch it on your internet facility, whatever unit you
iPad, iPhone,
computer, whatever.
Android.
And we appreciate that, and we're getting a lot of feedback that that is a good method. And of course, we'll get right into conversation here. What you think the big box stores, the Best Buy, Dillard's, JCPenney's, all of those, Walmart. What's going to happen if they continue selling at the increase of sales on the internet?
Well, that's an interesting question. I think there's a good balance between the two. I think that if you're going to get every nickel out of it, if you're going to make it all work, okay, in your Walmart's got a great distribution center that can send products all over the world. So people like Amazon, it sells just on the internet. They got to rely on the post office and UPS and all. And Walmart's got stores. To me, Walmart's got to marry the two, right? You got to be able to have the stuff in the store that people can buy. But you also have to have the option that if they buy it on the internet, they go by their local store and for free.
Well, I understand they have that privilege.
And they do. But I think they have to continue to grow both sides. I think, to me, Walmart's in the best position, but they got to get their website to be as strong as Amazon. And right now, Amazon they're the king on the internet. I mean, everybody you know, if they buy on the internet, they probably spend more money with that one site than everybody else.
What's the word Amazon? I know the Amazon River is one of the greatest rivers in the world. What does Amazon stand?
No, it's not an acronym or nothing like that.
Oh no, well,
an acronym.
Acronym
or is letters that stand for something like Exxon that meant whatever.
Used to be, you remember that?
Right.
One of the first
or
ones.
OPAC might be Opelousas Underwriters Premium Acceptance Corporation, whatever. All these different things that stand, DCG for Dupree Carrier. But it's not an acronym. It's purely about the fact that he wanted to be from one end to the other. That the Amazon River is one of the biggest, longest, widest, covered the entire continent. He wanted to be that type of company.
Okay, I just...
That was his vision from day one, and they laughed at him. He was just selling books to start.
I want y'all to know, everything. I gave him that as a work project last night. I called you last night and asked you to look that up.
That was a cold question where I had to take a second to but it's one of my favorite subjects, believe it or not. That is a thing that I spend a lot of time over the years. I do things like I walk in these stores. I like to look at product mix, the way that these different companies choose things. I like to walk in and look at the Rubbermaid ice chests and see how many different colors Walmart decides to stock. Because why would you stock a red and a blue and a green? I mean, but you can see that all these things, and their computers tell them what to do. You go at Mardi Gras time, there's king cakes on one side of this aisle, and there's Boone's Farm wine, okay? The computer tells them to do that. Well, you and I know why, because they eat the king cakes, and when they go on the Mardi Gras thing, they drink some of that wine when they go around.
It doesn't get you drunk too fast.
And if you walk around the hunting section, you see cologne on one side and bullets on the other. No, I wouldn't know why that would happen. I'm just saying that, the computer picks out those different things that kind of match up that are sold around the same time of the year. Hunting season, you go to parties for Christmas and all that. So there's combinations, but that figuring out what your customer wants and what the mix is, to me, it's a real fascinating thing.
Yeah, can Dillard's and these other companies, can they?
If they don't do the internet as well, I think you have to have both. I don't think think there's any way to do it without both. I think Amazon is working harder and harder to make deals where they're trying to make deals with Best Buy to say if you buy electronics from Amazon, you go pick it up at Best Buy. Those deals are starting already. They understand that the two things are competitive, but they don't have to be exclusive. You know, you can go buy something immediately on the internet, but then go pick it. You know, it's not going to come in immediately, but you can go pick it up immediately, and if everything's in play, it works. I bought a DVD player one day sitting at my house in the living room here in Opelousas. I bought a DVD player from Walmart off the internet, and I got right up and went pick it up at Walmart. It was already paid for. I just went and picked it up. I mean, so you can do that, shop like you're shopping on the internet, but then pick it up like there you are, you know?
Yeah, they have a pretty good advantage over most.
They know how to ship.
Well, and they're in so many cities.
They got a location close
around
by.
the world.
So many people.
That's around the world.
It's a clever deal, and it's something that they've been slow to ramp up to. But I see, you know, even the big ship, it may take a while for the big ship to turn like Walmart is nowadays. But eventually when they make the turn, they're the big ship, so they're coming at you.
A big wave.
Ooh, here it comes.
Anyhow, kind of got off the subject, but
it's interesting.
I think it's interesting to see how things have changed. I know at my age, and I'm still 76, by the way. Somebody called me a couple of days ago. You had a birthday, you're 77. I said, oh, no, not till the 25th of January.
That's a long time
That's
from
a
now.
long time from now. But anyhow, at my age, I've seen so much from no electricity in the house where I was born in Plaisance. And, but then what about the older people that are in their 90s, even the late 80s, like Brother John and Cody, you know, well, Cody's a little younger, of course.
Sure.
I don't want to put him as old as John. I mean, he's 2 years younger than John was.
Sure, that's correct. Much younger.
And much younger. In fact, he always tells everybody that I'm older than he is. Yeah, I'm the old one. But anyhow, it must be amazing because there was hardly any electricity, not just that little house of ours in Plaisance, which was isolated.
I've told you that story before, that Daddy's house in Palmetto, the house I was born in, about the year I was born, has a plaque that says it was the first all-electric home in the parish. You know, because all the other homes that had electricity, when they finally got electricity, they still had gas. Daddy's house had no gas. So this was, I mean, and you know, I'm a child, I'm 18, no, I'm not 18, but I'm 47. 47 years ago, the first all-electric house, you're talking about the late 60s. I mean, this is show you how rural the area we live in was, you know.
And what about transportation? My
great-grandmother would tell me stories. My great-grandmother, Gitro, she would tell me about seeing the first car, seeing the first plane. My great-grandfather would tell me about going to the Wild West show, seeing Buffalo Bill and Annie Oakley in the Wild West show in Opelousas now. And these people I talked to that saw that with their own eyes, you know. So fascinating to see. You know, here were the people with the Indians and the buffaloes talking to my great-grandfather when he was a child.
But I did see the stars whip Lash LaRue.
Lash LaRue, the
famous cowboy, the
cowboy,
whip with the whip.
The movies, right?
And he came to Opelousas, and he came next door to our house, where I was living on King Street, and Sheriff Moran and his brother were living next door, and his mama had met Lash LaRue at either the Delta, I think it was the Delta Theater, and they talked him into coming over and putting on a show for us
in the backyard with the whip.
On King Street.
With the whip.
With the whip. And
come on.
Something I get fussed at occasionally is the fact that my partner for many years and will always be, Joe Fred Gotcha,
correct, had
a picture where he was sitting on his lap, and it was in this museum up front here. We film in the new addition, but the original old building, which was given to me by Mr. Randolph McCormick, now it was the Chris house.
Correct.
Before that, and I don't know who before that.
Where actually Chris grew up.
No.
Or his mother lived there?
It was Mel. Mel Ducharme.
Correct.
And then she married Red Cloud. Boy, I'm good at
way
back old names. Yeah, you know, people I met a long time ago. I'm not saying they're old. Just people that I met a long time ago. And anyhow, I lost that picture somewhere when we closed the museum down. Somebody got it, and Joe Fred always tells me who he thinks it is. I said, well, that's one of your best buddies. Why don't you talk to him instead of talking to me? I don't have your picture. But he said, you were responsible for it, and he was right. I thought he had given it to me, but he had given it to me while it lasted,
Right.
And I guess some others felt the same way. But anyhow, let's get on to it.
We got to talk about a couple of things. We got to hit some sponsors. We're going to come back to this, but we got sponsors first because we're going to run out of time. If we don't, Carl's Thrifty Way, all your medicinal needs. Carl's Thrifty Way can help you with your prescriptions, get those filled. You know, you started a new calendar year, so maybe what you're trying to do is get some of the prescriptions you got last year. You need to get your receipts to file with the insurance to make sure you got all that done in the past calendar year. You know, there's still time. A lot of your insurance companies, if you've got the claim date prior to the end of the year, you got a time still to get that stuff in. Go by Carl's. They can get that information to you so you can make sure your insurance is all nice and neat. They do over-the-counter medications as well. They compound multiple prescriptions together. Great gift ideas. If you're like me, to some of your Christmas family, friends and friends and family that you'll be giving gifts to even into January, still time. If there's one more thing you want to pick up over there at Carl's, they've got all kinds
big
of
sales right now.
Great things. That's right. Good time to go and make a good deal. And let's go to LHC Group, all your home health care needs. I'm going to go see my friend, Mr. Harold Taylor over at LHC this week. He's got a little project going on with some IT developments that he's working on with computer stuff.
It's a person that's coming in and
giving a little presentation.
Right.
But LHC, all your home health care needs. If you need the nurses, you need the therapists. If you need the nurses, you can go by there and talk to Miss Brandy Fontenot, a good friend of ours over there, the aunt of my, and nanny to my little boy. Good people at LHC. If you're anywhere in the country, they can help you out. They've also got extended care through the Office of General Health System here at Doctors Hospital. I've got a good friend that's there right now getting some extended care, not bad enough to need the main hospital, not quite good enough to go home. Go there and get your therapy work and get back on your feet and get back into action. Louisiana Healthcare Group, all about helping people.
Well, talking about that, I want to just wish Miss Marcia LaMarche from Lafayette continued good progress. She had open heart surgery a few days ago, and the latest report I have is that she's doing well, and of course she has her own personal doctor. Her husband is a doc, is a medical and well-respected person in the Lafayette area, and she is on the HBPA board, and she's running for re-election, I might add, and also she's been the chairman of the medical benefit program and has done a real nice job of setting some better rules and regulations of what should be paid and not paid. And when you start talking about different types of medications, a lot of times you can use the generic brand instead of the
save a little bit of money, maybe.
Quite a bit of money. And being careful on these pain medications that people have
can get you in trouble. Everybody.
Get you in
trouble. The doctor too.
And
everybody.
And everybody gets in trouble. So anyhow, Miss Marcia, good luck to you, and good luck. She is also on the ballot for re-election, and that'll come up in the latter part of March.
Here you go. We're going to take a 1-minute break, folks. We'll see you on the other side of one.